Hey everybody, it's Garrett. How are y'all? Good, that's really good to hear. I'm doing pretty well. I had a dramatic week. There was some stuff personally, there was the big election, there was some work stuff. So it was a bit of an interesting week. Um, and one of the things I'm going to go ahead and say, although most of you probably can tell who I voted for, um, there are a lot of people out there who are scared and who are hurting. And I've decided that I refuse to be scared. Um, Growing up in high school, I was frequently scared. Um, and I decided towards the end of my senior year to stop being scared. And so I moved to a small town in Arkansas, and I wore glittery green eyeshadow, dyed my hair pink, and wore it in ponytails, and I wore mismatched Converse. Generally, one peace sign high top, one plain red low top. And I carried a Wizard of Oz lunchbox for a purse. Nobody gave me any grief. And I've decided that if I can do that in small town Arkansas, I can do that here. So, I'm not going to let the idiots out there scare me. And all I'm going to say to that is, come at me, bro. What's the worst you can do to me? Really and truly. Because I'm not scared of you. And I don't really care to be scared of you. So, that being said, let's move on to the happier things. So, some of you saw the video Friday. We'll, of course, go into a little more detail there. But there is a crap ton of stuff that's going to be in this video. There's haul. Don't think there's a whole lot of Q&A. There are FFOs. There is whip updates. There are pop-up books. There is going to be beginning discussion of 2017. So, yeah. So there's a lot going on in this video. So I will try not to make this one go too long, but be braced. Alright, so we'll start with haul. Okay, so first I got, for a really good deal, and thanks to Sarah Marie Shears for helping me with this, the Blue Ribbon Designs, because it came from Canada, so I got it for really cheap. Blue Ribbon Designs, Beauty and Simplicity, and you know how well I love my Blue Ribbon Designs. So I not only got the chart, but I hate trying to get her charts back. So my only complaint with Blue Ribbon Designs is getting the charts back into the package. I officially outgrew my stash binder, too, so I have to get a second binder. Or come up with a better way of storing. Although until we have the space for me to have a bigger craft storage area, we may not. I may just have to keep using binders. This is taking way longer than it should, I apologize. There we go. Okay. But I also got the fabric. And I'm not sure what the fabric is. It's definitely a Zweigert. But the person I got it from didn't remember what it was that they ordered. The chart calls for says it was done with 40 count navy beam from Lakeside Linens, but this is definitely not 40 count. But it also came with all of the floss. So it came with Let's see. Blue Coat Blue. Blue Coat Red. Bright Leaf. They're all weeks. It came with 2 Bright Leafs. Chestnut. Curry. 2 of Garnet. Two of Ivy. Two of Seaweed. And 2 of Snowflake, which, something white that I can hold up against it. That way you can maybe see it. It's got some pink and blue in it. So it came with all of that. So, and I got it for like 17 USD. So I didn't need to spend it, but I did. So that. Then the Portrait of Veronica from Mirabilia came from Leslie. So there's Portrait of Veronica. I got the bead pack. And the Krennic. This is Krennic 11 High Luster. So, sorry, I didn't realize the sound was still on my computer. Okay. So, got all those. And then, from the lovely Kate, I got 3 new needle minders that I'd intended to get, and then 3 surprise ones. So the surprise ones are a cute little fall leaf, a cute pumpkin, and this sort of silver sparkly one that looks like a gumdrop. And it's just showing up as very, very bright. But it's sparkly, and it's sort of textured like the gumdrops you get at Christmas. And then the domino ones, I got Dorothy and Toto on the Merry-Go-Round Mountains, Patchwork Girl and Frogman. Both of these are illustrated by John Arneal, and both of them are, I'm almost positive, I know this one for sure is Lost Princess of Oz. I'm pretty sure this one is too, which is one of my favorite books in the series. And then one from, I think it was French promo art for the movie, and it's Dorothy and Glinda and Toto. So I got those. I really like these because even when I use like a bigger needle, the whole needle fits on there, and that makes me much more comfortable about things with Puppy Bear. So thank you, Kate, and for the bonus ones especially. Alright. Okay, so that takes us to the Stitch Niche haul. First off, I just gotta say, Andrea is phenomenal. Debbie, I briefly got to meet her. She's also very nice. They are really doing very well with the shop. They've got a whole inventory system set up that is just fantastic. You get itemized receipts now, which could be a good thing and a bad thing. She's super friendly. She remembered us, Kate and I, when we walked in, remembered things she had specifically ordered that we'd asked about, and had them held for us. So that's pretty awesome. They're very open to ordering things. They're about to start ordering in Rainbow Gallery. They've done some rearranging already to the store that's working very well. They're doing a really kick-ass job. So if you're in the DFW area, I highly recommend going. They are really doing a great job over there. And they're a hoot to talk to. I loved Kathy, and I think they're doing a really good job of taking over and transitioning to the next step for Stitch Niche, and I'm very, very excited to see what they're going to do. Alright, so things. Chart-wise, I got, and this was the only intended one, was Strawberry Fields. And it was the last, I have Octopus Garden and Yellow Submarine, and I liked Strawberry Fields. Wasn't wild about Eleanor Rigby, wasn't wild about, I think it's Long and Winding Road, and I don't even remember what the other one is, but I liked these three the best, so I now have the three that I liked. So that's these. Then I picked up two Miras. One I'd never seen before, because I found some that were much older that I think they probably found. I know they've said all along, we keep sort of finding things that Kathy had put places. So this one is called Savannah's Curtsy. It's an early one. Very reflective. Sorry, you're getting a lot of reflection off of my... I'm going to tone that down until the Q&A's over. So, which helped some. Not much. Probably because it's Oh, it's Inception, because it's reflecting and then reflecting and getting smaller and smaller. Okay, so here's Savannah's Curtsy. Which I thought she was just very pretty. Yeah, so Savannah's Curtsy, and then Merchant Mermaid. Which is one of my two favorite mermaids from the regular Mirabilia line. Well, I've got three that I really love, but this is one of them. I'm actually I won a contest from Fabrics by LJ, so I'm getting, or a drawing, it wasn't really a contest. So I'm getting South Seas Mermaid, so I'm going to do that beautiful purple conversion that someone did on the Mirror group. I can't remember her name, but she said I could do her version. So, totally doing that. Alright, so those were charts. I got this fabric gauge, partially because of that fabric down there. And it tells you, you lay it down and it helps you figure out what count fabric you have, which I thought was really cool. So, it's from Yarn Tree. I got some Thread Heaven because I needed more. Alright, so then we get the... Oh, one of the other cool things, I told her that I liked the chipboard bobbins from Yarn Tree. So she ordered some of the individual 25 packs, but she also ordered the big 500 pack. And she split it up for me. So I have 100 paper bobbins here, or chipboard bobbins here, and I'm so excited, because I have some things that need to be bobbinated. So that was really awesome. And then, let's get into the flosses. So, Kate forced me, sorry Kate, but you forced me, to buy another skein of ruby slippers from Classic Colorworks. Because she said, well, you've one skein, but what good is it if you don't have two? Well, you need two ruby slippers to get anywhere, so I've got two now. I bought another Soie Cristal, for Glinda for next month. And you'll see this in a moment when I show Magical Creatures. I got Karen Collection Water Lily's eggshell. And I've already had to use it. That's why I did this, because I had to use that before I was going to film. This was used in Magical Creatures. For next month's Magical Creatures, I'm going to do the trees in a wool. So I've got Blue Spruce, and I'm also going to use Bayberry. So, and then I picked up, also for Magical Creatures from Channel Arts, and again I've used French Lilac, and Blueberry, and then just for the hell of it, I got Brethren Blue, Pumpkin Patch, Otter Creek, because I really love otters, and I like green, and so it was a perfect match. Old Red Paint, because I had Old Blue and Old Purple, so I thought I should have Old Red, too. And then Tomato, because it's a good color for red hair. Alright, so those were the General Arts purchases. No weeks this time, which kind of surprises me knowing me, but, you know, these things happen. Boop. Alright, so then we got a bunch of Krynic. Alright, the 194 was used in Magical Creatures, and it's going to go on a bobbin. Pretty quickly. Then, I only got one Blending Filament, and it's this one. It's 9032. I think it's supposed to be used in the Snow Queen Mirabilia, but we weren't really sure, but it was mesmerizing. I literally was just staring at it for a little while, so I got that. 003 High Luster. So, and the thing I try to do when I'm at Stitch Niche is I try to buy a couple of spools of Krynic and a couple of Gentle Arts that I don't have, so that I can hopefully get the collection completed. And what I'm going to actually start doing next time, if I don't need a specific one, is I'm just going to go through and I'm going to take 3 in a row alphabetically and just work my way through. 24L. Nice little magenta color. This one I bought specifically for National Parks to be one of the Aurora Borealis colors. It's 829. I got this one too. This one is 045. This one, which is 014, because I really don't have a lot of blue Krynic. 154 Vintage. So we got another brown. And then this one is 150 Vintage, because I needed another orange other than Orange Eruptus, because sometimes you just don't need that intense an orange. Alright, so I did that, and then I went to Michael's with Mom, because we were picking out frames for Things Unseen for her, which we picked out, but I found this for $1.50, so I have a new Ort jar, that has a lid, which makes G very, very happy. Alright, so that takes care of the haul. The stash diet starts soon. Alright, so now we'll move into the Q&A. Thanks to everyone who liked the scarf. That actually, G2 did not make that. He bought it. He got it on Etsy. I don't know where. But it was in response to, in the second episode of Fuller House, Kimmy walks in and she's wearing a bacon and egg scarf, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. So for my birthday this year, that was what he got me. Because for those of you who don't know, I identify very heavily with Kimmy Gibbler, minus the stinky feet thing. Jeannie Tews asks, what website has the free Bumblebee? No, that's Kate, so you may want to ask her, but I would guess she probably got it off the Mirabilia website, because it was a freebie. Let's see. Stephanie Torvala Burnson asks, how many Oz needle minders do you have? Can you show them? What other kinds of needle minders do you have? I've probably got about a dozen Oz ones. I will show them next week. This ran a little long, was going to run a little long, so I decided not to do them this week, but I will show them. And I have not worked on canvas. I did look up the Oz ornaments from the Meredith collection, and those are really cool, but they're really expensive. That's one of the reasons I have never ventured into needlepoint, is because it's so expensive to buy the canvases. But I do have one Oz needlepoint. A crafter asks, what is my favorite coffee? And I'm blanking on the name, but Julia of Julicious got me a fantastic coffee. I think it was called Reanimator. That was really good. I've had one from Alaska that tasted like peanut butter. It was really good, too. Of the Starbucks coffees, I really love Gold Coast, and Tribute Blend, and Thanksgiving Blend, which is out right now. I actually am very, very happy with most of the Nespresso coffees. But I generally go for dark roasts. primarily out of Africa, or coffees that are a blend of Africa, Asia. I'm not a big fan of light roasts that come out of Colombia. Mostly, or Brazil, most of the Southern American ones, partially because I think they're too acidic, and partially because a lot of them have sort of a green bean flavor, which I don't want in my coffee. Thanks to everyone who loved my new haircut. And yes, the RETM Oz Quaker, my Stitch is ordering that, and the Quaker Alice for me. Yeah. So there wasn't a lot of Q&A this week. So, alright. I guess we'll move on to my quick FFOs, because that was also part of what I got when I was at Michael's. I got the stuff to do no-so cubes for Oz and ScoobyDoo. So green. It's not my best job, but that's okay. Yellow ribbon. I think I'm eventually going to get a different, thicker ribbon for this, and I want to redo the bow, but for now it's done. And the ScoobyDoo, which I attached the needle minder to, because I liked the way it looked with the needle minder on it. So, and the ghost ribbon supposedly glows in the dark, but I've not witnessed it glowing yet, so I'm not sure if that actually does happen or not. Or if it was one of those things like it did when they first started carrying it, but it's just no longer charging, so who knows. But yeah, so there's the Scooby-Doo and the Wizard of Oz Clouds Factory in their fully finished forms. Alright, so, whip updates. Night Before Christmas did exactly what I wanted it to do. It sort of kicked my booty back into gear. So I think and I know Sarah Marie Shears says this, so I think I'm probably going to do something fairly similar of every 3 finishes, I can definitely start something new. So, I started Night Before Christmas, and as you saw last week, and I just had the roof done, well, I got the middle part finished. So it's a really, really fast stitch. I love the little mouse. It's so cute. So I will probably move next to one of the side down here's. Or I may go down to the one directly below it. That would actually probably make the most sense and do the stuff around it. So, but I'm definitely enjoying it, so. And then Nevermore. Crap, I left that in another room. I'm not going to get up and go get it. I did get Let's Go On unfinished on Passport. So Adventure is next. I think, and I forget who it was that I was kind of helping pick colors. I think I'm going to kind of do what they were thinking about. I think I'm going to do Adventure in red. The more and more I think about that, the more and more I really like that. Let's see. I think I've got a picture of it, though. Because I finished it Thursday before it was, yeah. So, it's very reflecty. There you go. Let's go on. So I will do Adventure. That I will probably get through this week. That shouldn't be an issue. And then, yeah. Then Friday, and then I'll take Nevermore to work on it. Alright, so, the next thing that I worked on was Magical Creatures. This one actually had a lot of work done to it. So first I'm going to show you October, so you can see it finished. And then we'll go into November. So here is October, all completed. I used that opal, because that was the thing, was October's birthstone is opal. That's a really difficult color to decide upon. So that's what I went with. So there is October. One of the things I've decided, the more and more I've been looking at this as it gets finished, I took out a lot of the like little individual sparkly things and was going to make some things beads. But the more and more I look at it, honestly, I don't think I'm going to put the beads in. Because you really can't tell where they were supposed to go, and I think they look just fine without it. In fact, actually, I think they look better because it's not quite as cluttery. So, then we get to November. Now, November started out a little different because, and there's one big glaring error in November, but whatever. Because the original design, you've got the 3 fairies. One of the fairies is wearing ice skates, and there's green grass on one side of the ice, and then brown and orange that I guess were supposed to be fallen leaves with some more green. And then some snowflakes and some falling leaves. Well, I decided that since in Texas, generally, we just get the falling leaves and maybe a little bit of ice, and since it transitions better over into December, I did some overhaul. I also decided that I didn't like the way the fairies looked. So I went with a lot of softer neutrals for the fall fairy. November is citrine, so that's why it's orange. So I redid, and I didn't have to do too much on this one. I redid her wing color. On this one, I redid a lot color-wise, and then I shifted it so that the grass is fading into fall, or fading into winter. So, and I used a lot from Stitchy Box. I used a lot of Weeks Dye Works. This blue here is Tudor Silk. I don't enjoy Tudor Silk, I've decided. Mostly because it took 4 strands, and that was a lot to hold on to. Even though they're very thin, it was still a lot to keep track of. Her hair is actually Ship's Manor Silk, which was very nice to work with. Krynic in the inside of the wings. Somehow, and I'm not sure how, but I got off on my counting. So she's 1 row narrower than she needs to be this way. So she got a little bit of tweaking done. I used Dragonfly Lotus for her wings. This was the yellow cotton that came in Stitchy Box that it's not called this, but it looks like Tutankhamun, but it's not. It's something different. It's got it here somewhere. So there was a crap ton of different things. There was dinky dyes. There was all sorts of stuff. Here it is. Tentaculum painter's thread in Kimlet. So that's what I did there. So there you go. So all that's left now is December. So we'll have a definite finish next month, which is exciting. So, and we should be getting, not this coming week, but next week, we should know what all of the big mystery stitch-alongs are going to be. So, hopefully the Clouds Factory and Pumpkins don't do the same thing again. And if they do, then they need to start talking to each other about what they're doing. But that's just me. Alright, and then I worked on my quadling ornament. And this is about as far as I got. Our dog was being very squirrely yesterday afternoon, and then there was some other stuff. So I didn't really get a lot of stitching done yesterday. So, there you go. Alright, so 2017 plans. I sat down and I looked at what I've got and where I'm at on things. And I've decided that for now, I'm officially UFOing Potpourri of Stitches, the Leslie Tier Wizard of Oz, which that one has always been one of those that that I work really hard on it and then I don't touch it for a long time. But Potpourri of Stitches, I love the center part, but I never feel a need to do the other parts of it. I never have. Beekeeper is probably going to be UFO'd. I'm just not, I love it, but I'm just not in the mood on it. The Teresa Winsler Noah's Ark is probably going to be frogged. I just don't feel a need to ever work on it. I like the design, I think it's a beautiful design, but I don't really want to do all the little boxes, and I don't really want to do the 1/1. So, I think I will be not doing that one. So those are definitely into the UFO. Bucolic Dream is going to be a UFO. I don't really like the chart all that much. It's on 40 count, which I don't really like all that much. So I think it's going to go bye-bye. I did look at the Four Seasons houses from Lizzie Kate, and I don't really have to frog as much as I was thinking I needed to. So I will probably go ahead and, after I finish Passport, take that up to work, frog that little bit out, and then I can bring that back at some point. Diane Williams, I'm just not in love with. So that one's going to be one that I can frog and reuse the fabric for. The same thing with Get Kraken. It's gone bye-bye. So that leaves me with, overall, the Pumpkin Passport for next year. The Brookstyle, which I still haven't decided. I'm going to wait, probably make my decision once I see what all is involved, cost-wise, in the princess dresses. Because if they are going to be super pricey, I may hold off on those for another year and start kitting them up after Stitch for Stash is over. So that's kind of the plan there. So we'll sort of see. She's going to release the materials lists, I think this coming week. I think on the 18th. So that'll be exciting. And I'm really looking forward to seeing them. So if it turns out cost-wise they're going to be too much, then I will do the Alice in Wonderland ones next year. So Brookstyle hasn't been completely decided which I'm going to do. Scream House, which I'm so close. Even if I don't ever assemble it, I at least need to get the stitching done on it. Storytime Sampler. Wonderland. Paradise Lost. Welcome Sal, Beautiful Sea Sal. Octopus Garden, Spring Delivery. Longfellow, the Madam Alexander, the Mary Inglebright Santa, and Night Before Christmas. So that leaves me with 13 projects. Because I'm not counting Hocus Pocus, which will be finished. I'm not counting, so let's see what was else in my goals for the month. Not counting in national parks, because it'll be finished. I brought in a pen today. Haha. So that I can check things off. So that's done. That was done. Passport is going to be done. Beekeeper is going away. So that leaves me 13 things. I should finish up Hocus Pocus this month. And national parks should be either this month or next month. So those weren't included in the list. That would be 15. So I'm going to have room for at least 2 new starts, because 15 is a good round number for me. So we will be looking and seeing what maybe we'll be starting then. So yeah. So that's kind of the 2017. Alright, real quick, we're going to do the pop-up books, and then we'll call it a day. So this one, and I'm skipping over there, were more pop-up books in between here and there. But we've got this one. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz pop-up books, Treasury Collection. They were available individually. They were also available in this box. It took me forever to get one in a box. They were published. There's a couple of different publishers I've seen. There was Goodyear, there was Derrydale, and these were Allen publishers. So I have a loose set, and I have this set. I don't have, and my loose set, I have 2 from one publisher, 2 from another. So eventually I will get the 3 complete sets. And of interesting note was the one you see here that's pink also came in lavender. So it tells the story broken up into 4 sections. So you've got Cyclone, which carries you from Tornado to beginning the journey down the Yellow Brick Road. You have Yellow Brick Road, and the same company did a Wind in the Willows one, and I think a Willows in Winter one too. Yellow Brick Road is obviously Scarecrow, Tin Man Lion, Making the Journey, Poppy Field, and Emerald City at a Distance. Then Adventures in Oz has the 4 friends reaching Emerald City and meeting the wizard, and him sending them to find the Wicked Witch of the West, and it ends with the melting of the Wicked Witch of the West. And then finally, the unmasking of the great and powerful Wizard of Oz. Everybody gets tchotchkes and the wizard leaves. Glinda appears and tells Dorothy how to get home to Kansas. So, I believe this was a British company that initially did them. And it looks like the box set, I know it was available in stores, but it also looks like somehow Publishers Clearinghouse was involved. God only knows. But these were from the late 80s, early 90s. 91 is the copyright date on them, so early 90s. But these are actually some of my favorites. Favorite Popup books that are out there. There's 2 others. I think that's all there's going to be this month is 2. Yeah, 2 others. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to show in December. Maybe Oz Christmas presents? That would work. We'll see. So, anyhow, that's kind of it from me. I hope everyone has a fabulous week, and I will see you all later. Oh, I also forgot to add that Brooke of Brooke's Books has a new design out that is abso-freaking-lutely adorable. And they go for a good cause. They're Abby and Milo, and they are her first in a new set of paper dolls. And they're so cute. So bear with me because it's on my email. No crud, stupid glare. Oh, I wish I could get a better image for you than this. Okay, they're super cute. Let's see, maybe if I... That's a little better. There we go. Okay, so see, it's a cat and a mouse. Their names are Abby and Milo, and they live in a little teacup, and they have treats and a goodie bag, and there they are close up, and look, he has a little hat, and she has a little flower, and 50% of the proceeds for the digital downloads go to help, oh, did she put that in there, or was that it? Ah, yeah. Help Abby and Milo help my friend Christina as she welcomes her precious daughter into the world. Christina is a wonderful person who finds herself in need of a little love these days. She's currently unemployed but still smiling as she awaits the arrival of her precious baby. 50% of every digital download sale of the Abby and Milo chart will go to help her with her needs as an expectant mother. Which I think that's a beautiful thing to be doing it for. And look, there's even a little catnip toy. It's so cute. And you can get that. You can also get an accessory pack for the paper. I already have the paper that's required for these, so I don't need to order the accessory pack this time. But I'm guessing there's going to be more coming. And, I mean, look, the little box of food says Meow Chow, and then on the back it says cat tested, mouse approved. It's just so cute. Um, yes. So, yes. So, yes, everybody go buy them. You've been enabled.